Let me ask you something. How many of you have ever gotten an F on a test or felt like you've completely failed at something in life? Me too. And let's be honest, that feeling sucks, right? It feels like a dead end. It feels like, you're not good enough. Like, maybe you should just give up. But here's the thing. Have you ever stopped to wonder why it's an F? Think about it. The alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, then F. But why skip the E? Why not give you a step between D and F? Maybe it's because failure is an easier story to believe. When you see an F, your mind quickly jumps to, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. But what if the missing E wasn't a mistake? What if it's actually the key? Let's not jump to any conclusion here. There's actually a reason for the missing E. In the early 20th century, schools were adopting letter-based grading. And educators choose to skip the letter E. And here's why. They were worried that people might mistake it for excellence. People might not see it as you're failing. They might think their kids are actually doing good. They thought it would confuse students and parents, so they jumped straight to F for fail. But isn't that exactly the problem? Instead of figuring out how to make E work, they removed it entirely. They made the choice for you, almost reinforcing the idea that failure is the next step after struggling. But maybe the solution isn't to avoid it. Maybe the solution is to reframe it. Make it mean something else. So here's an idea for all the open-minded people. I'm pretty sure you could come up with way better ideas, and you should try, and we should all think for ourselves. But here's one. What if, instead of seeing E as a source of confusion, meaning excellence, we redefine it as a source of strength? What if E stood for enlightenment? The moment where you stop seeing setback as a failure and start seeing them as feedback. Because if we could reframe failure as a step toward enlightenment, maybe fewer people would even feel like they've failed in the first place. We've been taught that F means failure, that you've hit some kind of wall, that you're no longer capable. But what if F didn't mean failure at all? Take Thomas Edison, for example. When asked about his numerous unsuccessful attempts to create the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Thomas Edison didn't see those 10,000 tries as failure. He saw them as step towards success. He reframed failure into finding another way, or still figuring it out. What if he would have stopped? You would probably still be in darkness. What if F stood for figuring it out? What if F meant far away to go? A reminder that you're just at the beginning, not the end. Or what if F stood for find another way? A small signal that it's time to pivot and try a different approach. Because here's the truth. An F isn't the end. It's feedback. It's information. It's a starting point, a chance to learn, adjust, and take action. So, how do we apply this in life? How do we shift from seeing F as failure to seeing it as feedback? Here's 3 simple steps, 3 simple ideas. Now, everyone should come up with their own idea. But if you're having any kind of issue coming up with your idea at this moment, here's 3 simple ideas. 1, let's reframe the story. When you face a setback, try not to say things like, "I failed." Instead, say, "I'm figuring it out." Or, "F this, it's time to start over." Doesn't matter what it is. Just reframe it as feedback. It's giving you information. That small shift in language changes your emotional response. It keeps you from shutting all the way down. And I know that we are open-minded people, and open-minded people don't shut down. Number 2, we ask the right questions. Now, this is very important. Try not to ask things like, "Why am I so bad at this?" Instead, "What's not working here? What can I try differently?" Be curious. Curiosity opens the door to solution. And solutions is what we're looking for. Remember, we're open-minded here. And if you're anything like me, the most important part, number 3, take action. Knowledge without action is useless. It's a book. After you identify what's not working, take small steps towards improvement. Just 1. Because progress isn't about perfection. It's about movement. movement. I don't know if this will work for you, but here is an idea. Just imagine, F doesn't mean you failed. It means you're in the process of learning. It means you're alive, growing, and trying. So the next time you see an F, whether it's on a test, at work, in a relationship, or in life, don't shrink from it. You lean into it. Say, I'm figuring it out. I'm finding another way. F that. Let's start again. Because if you can switch the way you see failure, you can switch the way you live. And that's when you'll stop fearing setbacks and start turning them into comebacks. Thank you.